Well, a very good afternoon to you in studio, Hugo, as well as to the viewers at home, of course. Atmosphere, even before you get to the stadium, driving to Pretoria, you're seeing vehicles with respective flags behind them, showing support, showing exactly where they're going. You see Pirates flags, you see vehicles with Mamelodi Sundowns flags, everybody coming en route to the stadium to show love and support to their respective sides. And also, when you get into the precinct of Loftus Festival Stadium, there's a river of yellow and green, a river of black and white, all flowing into a stream, getting into the ocean, which is Loftus Festival Stadium. Now, before I start to sound more like a hydrologist, I'll take it back to the football and say that the atmosphere is really building here at Loftus Festival Stadium. It is a sold-out affair, like you have said, and these fans are expecting to be entertained by these two teams. And usually when they do collide, these two giants, it is a spectacle for those who are on the grandstands and even the neutrals who are watching, because there are usually goals involved. So I'm not expecting anything different from them to this afternoon, Hugo.
Now, Sundowns player Aubrey Mudiba made a call for supporters to come early. What are the implications of a delay, especially on players?
Yeah, Hugo, and I must say it's a 52,000 capacity stadium. That's as many people as we're probably expecting today. So it is a tough task to have them all coming in to the precinct at the same time and getting them in before the kickoff. So they have to work together in order for that to happen in a smooth and orderly fashion. But from a player's perspective, of course, you get onto the field for your warm-up and you get yourself into a zone for the game. And then a match commissioner or a team official comes to you and says there's been a 15 or 30-minute delay. Then you have to go back into the changing room, almost start from zero, having also had your game face on, having channeled the game already in your mind, telling yourself what you have to do on the field. It's sort of like me coming on here, Hugo, being told that I'm going to cross at a certain time, and because of the network, I don't get the opportunity to cross, and then I have to then delay my crossing for about 30 minutes, having already told myself that I'm about to go on and I'm going to give the best crossing I possibly can and put my focus on a particular time. So I'm sure it works in a similar fashion for the players. Aubrey Mudiba had that cry and said to the fans, listen, you come in early, you will give us the best opportunity to entertain you, so let's work with each other. So hopefully now, with a couple of hours to go before kickoff, both parties can play their respective roles and football can be the winner at the end of the day here at Loftus Festival Stadium.
Now, Yolo, what type of football can the fans expect from these two teams today?
Attacking football from both sides, Hugo, but the interesting thing about these two teams is that although they both pride themselves in playing attacking football, they both go about it in different ways. The home team, Mamelodi Sundowns, is a possession-based team who like to play in small interior pockets, playing in the middle of the park. They like to keep position in central corridors before going wide, and when they do go wide, it is for an intent of going back into central corridors where they can attack and be able to be effective in the opposition box. So for them, they all be looking at their midfield to try and control terms, as well as a back line that is comfortable playing the ball from the defensive areas. For Orlando Pirates, they rely more on their speed coming from the flanks. You look at the type of players that they have going out wide. You look at the likes of Osuna Police, who has come to life for Orlando Pirates. You've got Tsepang Moremi, who's also been amongst the goals. All out-and-out pace and trickery for them. Kamohelo Sibelebele also offers that. And I think Relebogile Mofokeng might still be injured, but he's another player that gives them that type of outlet. But also, interestingly enough, Hugo, both teams have aspects of playing in a similar way and fashion, because even them, Orlando Pirates, if they want to play possession-based and be economical with ball position, they can then play with the midfielders, players such as Sihlenduli in the heart of defense. He can keep the ball. Talent Mbata, as well as Sipho Mbule and Patrick Maswangai. Mamelodi Sundowns, if they want to play with pace, Tashrick Matthews is there. You've got the likes of Abokutlwano Litlako, and you've also got Tapino Maseko should they want to go in that particular route. So attacking football, two different ways of going about it. Let's see which one will be the most effective at Loftus Festival Stadium come the end of 90 minutes today.
Well, to wrap, you've talked about a few players. Now, Sundowns come into this game missing some key players, such as Teboho Mokoena, Demba Zwane, Tabelo Morena, and Malebongwe Koza. Can they cope without these players?
I mean, Sundowns has a plethora of quality players in their squad, and that's what they pride themselves in. They go out into the market, they invest heavily in their team because they also play a lot of competitions in one, so they're always ready for these type of challenges. So I don't think, of course, when you miss a player like Teboho Mokoena who's key for both club and country, it will have some type of effect. But when you look at a player like Mathuse Opas, different quality, but also a player that is of national team quality, a player that does a similar job in that midfield. So I think he comes in and he does a job for Mamelodi Sundowns in that midfield. He might not have the shooting from range like a Teboho Mokoena, but he can be solid in that midfield and allow a player like Marcelo Allende to be box-to-box and try to affect both boxes in this game. When you look at a player like Malebongwe Koza, who was doing so well at the back before he got injured, they might look to plug in a player such as Musa Libusa with his experience and show that, you know, he can come into a game of this magnitude and show up the defense and then look to keep the same amount of quality. I'm going to shift a little bit, Hugo. I hear the players are starting to come in here from the bus. They're entering the Loftus Stadium. You can see a very, very tight security there. Let's try to take our viewers through. There's a bit of the technical stuff coming out here. They've got their game faces on, the technical stuff, the analysts. They would have been working hard throughout the week trying to find out what type of formation Orlando Pirates will be playing. How can they hurt? Peter Shalulile coming out there, one of the top goal scorers in South African football history. When you look at overall football, he's got 130 goals, I guess, so he will be a player to watch today. Interesting to see if he will start. They've got options there. There's the new signing to Santos. They've got there Matthews, the player I was talking about. He's just got out of the bus. There we go. There's Artore Sales, player that could be affecting the football from the middle of the park, a player that drifts out wide, a player that can hold up play as well. So he's one of the players that is expected to play a key role here today. Yeah, Marcelo Allende, there he is as well. He's expected to play a key part for us. Basadine, Jaden Adams, players that are expected to also play big roles in there. Miguel Cardoso, the coach, who's had at least a bit of breathing space. He had a torrid time at the start of the season, but in the press conferences, he looks more relaxed, and he will be hoping to get another result that will continue to give him, you know, more leeway. Ronwen Williams, as well as Ikram Reyners coming off Bafana Internationals. Actually, there's Cupido as well at the center of defense, is expected to be one of the players that's going to be there. Grant Keka now just celebrated his birthday yesterday, was injured, is coming back to the fray. Tapelo Maseko, a player I spoke about who can impact the play with wing play as well. So there are those players, Hugo, that are expected to be of big importance to Sundowns and probably even the result. Mathuse Opas, a player I spoke about who could take the place of Mokoena in the midfield. He just got off the bus. And there you go, Aubrey Modiba, the player who was asking the fans to come out early. I hope he can see that they're making the effort, and he's got his game face on, so it looks like he's sticking to his end of the bargain. There we go, Sipelele Mkhulise, my apologies, also coming out of the bus there. Some more of the analysts and supporting staff as well. So there we go, Hugo. So the players are making their way into the vicinity of the stadium. It's close to kickoff. Players going into those changing rooms. Miguel Cardoso, the coach, will be having those final instructions, trying to motivate them if they do even need motivation for a game like this. But the stage is set, Hugo, for a blockbuster encounter. The home team, Mamelodi Sundowns, like you show our viewers there, officially in the building, and they will be looking to assert themselves on their home turf at Loftus Stadium.